We're back. It is the Twisted Tea Best Post-Race Show ever. I'm Jason Weigandt. This is Sophie Phelps. You raced WMX yesterday. You know that because you certainly watched 60 First Look yesterday, right? And got track report, right?
You have to.
Yeah, I have to. And then our goal here, Lewis Phillips is interviewing Jett Lawrence, and then we're going to try to talk long enough for that interview to end, and then we're going to just grab Jett. In the meantime, we can talk about Jett. The show brought to you by Twisted Tea. I'll go grab one later. Look, you've been here a couple times. We've seen the same thing. Jett always wins that Fox Raceway, but that second moto, that was something special.
Yes, it was. And it's so awesome to have both of them on the same track. Eli touched on this in the press conference. They haven't battled that much together in outdoors. So that was really a treat to see. And it made me kind of wonder if maybe the passing lines were kind of limited or, line options, so that he had to follow him a lot, and we kind of didn't get to see tons of back and forth between them.
Yes.
But man, it was still a great moto because it's so fun to see a little bit of that yo-yo effect.
Yeah, they were that close. It almost seemed like they just knew, I'm good in this section, he's good in this section, and I got to figure out that, or is he going to figure out his weakness before I do? Or almost there with this guy. That's the good news, that we at least had this Eli battle with Jett, and Hunter Lawrence was good on the podium. There's some bad news. You got this term, the Supercross hangover. I think you folks have heard about it. Well, this is an all-time record. Webb and Sexton only had one moto finish between the two of them in 4 possible motos.
Yeah, it was a little bit wild.
Yeah.
We saw, Sexton, somehow in maybe first or second lap of the first moto didn't have goggles.
Yeah, he ditched him on the finish line, or near the finish line of the first lap. The KTM's word was, I think he got hit with a rock, and I guess, I don't know if the goggles broke, or he got dirt inside, and then it was worse from there.
It was kind of downhill from there.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep, there was a cloud of dust, and a Sexton went down,
Yes.
and so much going on, and then Webb's bike was smoking for a lot of the race, and he almost pulled it out. He made it really long with a smoking bike.
It was cool because I think everyone was wondering, I got to get this guy. I think, can we grab you? We had a very careful stalking the entire time. We had a very careful stalking. First of all, I'm impressed with this. I have to wear black pants because it's company issue, but you did that because you just think it looks cool.
I like them. I gotta hide my small legs underneath. So you got good legs on you, so you can wear shorts.
Better than you.
With it. Yeah.
You just did a 35-minute.
You have more athletic legs than I do.
You just battled Eli Tomac for 35 minutes, and you're saying I have more athletic legs. Well, maybe
Have you seen me in shorts? You've seen me in shorts, Jason.
I actually did today.
We're in the manager's room. You've seen them. They're not impressive.
Let me tell you how serious this guy takes his racing. So James Stewart and I come over here this morning to talk practice, track, all that stuff. And the next thing I know, he's pulling golf clubs out of a bag, and he and James are exchanging swing tips an hour before the moto.
I have an excuse because one, it's going for a good cause. I'm going to golf in the Road to Recovery charity golf event tomorrow for Jerry Robbins. So for him, we're going to put money into that. So it's for a good cause.
Okay.
I do love my golf, and James does too. We always talk about golf. I think James and I honestly ask him about golf more than probably dirt bike tips. Because we both love it. We live not too far away, so he's been playing really good, so I don't want to verse him right now because he says he's been shooting the 70s. So I gotta step my game up because I don't know if I'm that confident yet against him. So hopefully he doesn't see this, but no.
I'll just tell him. You've done a million interviews, so I'll let you go in a second, but you mentioned the leg. Was there any sign of, obviously the ACL's good because you won, but was that second moto a little bit more of a dig, either because of Eli or just because maybe race fitness isn't quite there yet?
No, honestly, I actually felt pretty good. The leg felt strong, and Michael Burns I've been working with him in the gym. Obviously, Osho, everyone knows Osho. We're on the cycle bike as well, and those two together, and obviously G helped me get it back straight and getting it better. Obviously, it all adds up in the end, and it felt good in the end there. And the most thing, it was more my arms just from the chattery bumps are going, almost my teeth are falling out. So, but no, it felt good.
Okay. It felt good. You did enough.
Yep.
Go relax. You earned it. Jett Lawrence is back, and we'll see what happens at Hangtown. What do we normally do here? Oh, press conference clips? Is that what we do?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, we'll go to press conference clips and hear more from that guy and also his brother and that Eli Tomac dude who hasn't raced Pro Motocross full season in a while. He's still really good.
Well, I wish I was there in Moto 1, but Moto 2, we both had our strong areas on the track. So it was interesting to ride behind Jett. Unfortunately for me, I was behind him the whole time, but it was a good learning experience for me. See his line, see his style. It was good battle for about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Even though Eli was behind me, I could definitely hear him. I feel like the exhaust goes forwards on the bike because that thing's so loud compared to mine. But it was cool. Like, it's like Eli said, and especially on this track, there's only so many limited areas where you can push to try and make up a big difference. And in those areas, like the rollers going on the back, obviously Eli was taking that outside and his bike works pretty nicely on the side, and I was taking the inside, obviously a safer line to protect that. And I mean, for those sections when I could hear him on top of me, I was just going all out, everything to try and defend it and stay in front. And then for the rest, it's kind of following and that stuff. But this track's a very difficult track to try and move around because down the hills you're in a rut kind of thing, and the ruts are pretty long around the turn. So it's most of the time it's one line fast. But it was cool. It was nice because it kind of felt like a chess game because like he had these areas where he'd push and stuff like that, and because we both had areas where we were like, okay, we can definitely not push it here, otherwise we're going to stack it. So it was a really cool race for me. So
yeah, same here. Like, yeah, obviously when you brought up A1, the start of the season, yeah, we kind of sucked. So nice to start it off better now. Yeah. So it is good. You know, obviously you go through so much like what ifs and scenarios in your head of just like, man, I hope we're close, right? Because like we said, we train with each other and stuff, but there's days where maybe it isn't where, you know, race pace will be, but no, it's good. We got a great team behind us, and like I think safe to say, everyone else out that we raced against today is going to go back and keep working, trying to improve their bike and stuff, and that's what we'll do as well. So just keep working, man.
Welcome back. This is Steve Matthes from RacerX. He has his own website, but don't worry about that. But you do podcasts for your own website. What did you learn that we wouldn't have learned from the press conference or the TV podiums with your interviews?
Well, first of all, it's the best place to go, PulpMX, for all the inside information in the sport. Just go there, bookmark it, break your keyboard, stay there. But honestly, it's funny, and I'm going to preview my Race Tech rant on Monday's show. Mm-hmm. I think Race Tech's a sponsor of this, or are they?
No, this is Twisted Tea.
Oh, okay, my bad. Paddle tires, man. Paddle tires.
Okay, this is the thing.
I don't want to live in a world where paddle tires determine your race. And it seemed like AP, no paddle the first moto, bad start, struggled. I put a paddle on for the second moto, great start, it was no problem. Savacci, I don't run paddles. Paddles are dangerous here. I don't care. Okay? So no paddles for Joey Savacci. Cooper Webb, no paddles. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. It's like the whole motos come down to these guys and their paddles or not.
Yeah.
And I don't like that so much because the start is deep.
Yeah.
And you need it out here.
Yeah.
And some guys like Joey Savacci's like, I don't care. I'll die if I have a paddle on the harder spots.
So he's guaranteed to never get a start.
Yes.
Yes.
So then you're like, Joey's like, I did okay. I didn't have a paddle. So then so honestly, like, Aaron Plessinger went 1-1.
Yeah.
Joey went none.
Yeah.
Coop went 1-1. The Lawrences went paddle both tires, both motos.
I'm going to assume Eli Tomac.
I didn't ask Eli.
We don't need to.
He ran it at Dallas, so I think he would run it here.
He ran it he ran it at SMX in Dallas last year, the hardest track that they've raced in 20 years.
So I did learn that. Like, that was about, when I was talking to different riders, like, what happened? I ran a paddle and this happened, or I didn't run a paddle and that happened. So that's a Race Tech rant I have a little bit of today. This one is different than some of the others.
And just so everybody knows, the start is extra deep for safety. They're just trying to slow everyone down as best they can, and deeper dirt makes the bike slower, but it really likes a paddle tire, which is all about forward drive.
Yep.
And the new paddle tire is a lot better. It's not as bad with the other stuff, so it's becoming the thing.
But interesting to talk to Webb.
Yeah.
He said, look, I got 5 days on outdoors. I'm going to lower my expectations for this series. Like, I got the Supercross title.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out there. I'm going to try to have fun and with lowered expectations. Luckily, Coop said the team has Eli Tomac and Justin Cooper, and they can do it now. So
we're gonna as we're doing this, move for a truck that's driving through the pits. So he's just handing the baton.
Well, yeah, it's just funny to hear him say that. He's got to adjust that, you know. And unfortunately, I thought he rode really well. Like, he caught Prado, second moto. I guarantee you, factory Kawasaki's not like, hey, we think Cooper Webb will hunt and catch Prado down at the first round.
It is funny. Haley Shanley on TV interviewed Webb after the first moto when the bike broke, and she's like, "How was your moto going?" And he's like, "I was battling Prado. I was pumped."
Yeah. He told me that too.
Everybody.
He goes, I caught the world champ, bro. He said that. So,
oh my gosh.
So yeah, interesting to hear from him. And then the 250 side, I talked to Marshbanks. I thought he had a really good day, really underrated. I thought he looked skinnier. and I don't like commenting on people's weight. We know. But I said, man, you look really skinny. And he's like, I'm not. Everyone tells me that, but I'm not. But I think he looks really fit. He's been working with Tickle.
Yep.
And I thought you won't hear anything about Garrett Marchbanks, I think, this week. Like, with all the stuff going on, Deeds crushed it. But Marchbanks quietly had a really good day. If that dude can start up front, I think he could do some damage.
Yeah. And I thought that coming in, and he backed it up.
Oh, you did? You thought that coming in?
You should watch these preview shows that we did a couple weeks ago, which I feel like you were in them. But I did say that. And then finally, you had the world's longest interview that I could tell with RJ Hampshire.
Yeah.
Have you solved the mystery riddle of is he okay or not?
No, he's not okay.
Still not okay.
He is not okay. RJ did have a surgery. He's got a wrist problem, but now it's just fatigue. They took a bone out that was causing him pain and broke.
And then 11 days later, he raced 30+2 on a 450.
He couldn't move his wrist on Monday and did a moto on Tuesday.
This week?
Yes. And then said he reevaluated his life after press day because it went bad, but then decided to race. And he rode really well. That first moto was great. He was up there in 5th, 6th for a while. He said it gets weak, it gets fatigued, but I don't know, man. Like, RJ is unbelievable. And I did ask him to listen to pulpmx.com about Salt Lake City. And we really got into it. I told him I didn't like what he did. And then we got into it, like, not into it angry, just...
He told his side.
Yeah, and it was a really good interview. But, yeah, I thought RJ was quietly really good for all the things that RJ went through behind the scenes. So, yeah, crazy.
Just another weekend for RJ.
Yeah, really, just another
weekend.
It's a day that ends in a Y.
RJ.
Right.
On that topic, I did talk to Seth Hatmaker this morning.
Yep.
And he said, yes, I have to channel the anger. I'm still pissed. I'm still angry. I have to channel it toward outdoors and not be in the dumps.
Yep.
But he's more mad at Juju than he is at
RJ.
RJ.
Yeah, and I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair take. I talked to Hymus a little bit, and he felt really good about his speed and everything else. But honestly, he threw in a lot of bike setup stuff. Threw it in, and then threw it in, threw it again.
Yeah.
Just meaning, I think he thinks the team needs to do some work on the new bike.
Yeah.
They're going to stay here in out west all week and test, try to get the bike a little better.
Yeah.
So that's where I got from Hymus. It was like happy, but bike work.
Yeah, that's funny. Like 5 hours ago when the day began, Hymus was leading the first moto after qualifying first and getting a whole shot, and now we're not even thinking about him. That's how far the day
So I brought that up.
Yeah.
I brought that up with him. I said, well, you know, you credited the team with the suspension setup for your fast qualifying time and everything else. I said, so what changed? And he said, honestly, it was beating me up. It was too soft, and I knew as I was leading, this is not good.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. All
right. Maybe that's just legit. Let's talk to more 250 riders. This is your podium here at Fox Raceway.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first round. We got 22 motos. It's cool to get a 20-second gap, but, you know, save that once you have a championship wrapped up. So, yeah, go out there, kind of get into a lead and just pace second place pretty much is what I did. Rode my race, and, yeah, you don't want to override it because we got 11 rounds or whatever, so I ain't going to do that.
The Supercross season was like a lot, you know, like with the broken fingers, and we had to do like software setup for my hand because I couldn't hold on, and just kind of like, and it's a new bike too. Like we tried to chase new thing, and it kind of felt backwards, to be honest. I was riding terribly, and yeah, this weekend we found a setup that we can work with, and like I said, still looking for more speed and comfortable ability, but yeah, to me, I think we still have a lot of work.
Congratulations.
No, I mean, I try my best every weekend. Obviously, I want to win. Today it didn't happen. I ended up third. So when I'm behind the gate, and especially that second moto, I had a couple bad line, I would say. The first 3-4 laps, I wasn't riding well, and then I pick up when Aiden passed me. I pick up some line, and then I was a lot better during the middle and the end of the moto. But yeah, it's only the first race, and hopefully I can get better next weekend and the following rounds. And yeah, that's the goal. Being up there, the bike has been a lot better this year. The engine is a lot stronger, so it was nice to have a good start. I think the first moto, the gate dropped super quick. I wasn't even ready when the gate dropped. So second moto was a lot better, and hopefully we can keep those good starts.
Okay, let's wrap this show up. Sophie is back. Sophie, you go way back with Chance Hymus. I mentioned they were Matthes. The day started out great for him.
Yeah.
It was looking good. It was looking good for a bit. Yeah.
We were really enthusiastic about
Yes,
it.
you're allowed to say we. Everybody has their
Yes.
people. I mean, if Justin Brayton was racing here, I would have been stoked.
Yeah.
I don't think was Barry Karsten here today, Tom? No, not all the way from Jers. Look, Deegan won. What I noticed, Jett has this way of managing races. Deegs did a little bit of that too.
Yeah, he's getting better at it.
Yes.
And there was some talk on the broadcast, at least this track specific broadcast,
Yeah.
about how he's learning to manage races and becoming more mature as a rider.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see that. I don't know how old he is now, 19?
Yeah.
Every year's another
Yes, old in
year of
motocross
wisdom.
years. Yes.
Yes. So he's growing and learning, and I'm sure that's playing a role in him learning how to manage a race.
Yesterday, you had practice at what, 10 a.m. or something?
I believe so.
And then your second moto was like 3:30
Yeah.
something?
Yep.
Tell me how much the track changed throughout the day.
There was a lot of change. There
Yes.
was a lot, yes.
Yes.
In the morning, it's muddy, and they have
Yes.
to start it out this way at Paula. Or here at Fox Raceway. I've tried
Yeah.
to explain that to people. The dirt here, if it dries up, it will crumble and it all blows out.
Yes.
So they have to start at least a little bit muddy. So we got a little bit of a muddy practice. I mean, it was 10 a.m., so not too bad.
Yeah.
But then as we moved on throughout the day, we went to our next moto, and at that point, it's amateur day on Friday as well. So the amateurs had run some races, and they had changed up the lines a little bit, so not too much different. But then they did press day between our first and second
Yep.
moto. And it's amazing how much a track changes because you have lots of high-level professional
Yes.
racers out there. It's very cool to go out and see where they've created new lines, changed your existing lines, or come up with something that you just never even thought of. So that's pretty cool. You go out on a site lap and you can see exactly what these guys would do different. And you can learn a lot from that one site lap, but it's also a lot to take in.
That is great analysis because I felt like that Tomac and Jett battle was line choice.
Yes.
It was all coming down to line choice and their creativity and trying to have strengths and weaknesses and fix their problems. It's wild to watch that.
Yeah, and it was so cool. I was up at the Fox tower set
Yeah.
up top, and you can see most of the track. And it was so cool to just see, like everybody would say, oh, Eli's got to go to the outside, because he'd go to the outside, specific corners.
Yes.
And totally reel him in. I'm sure you guys could see it on the broadcast too. And then there were other corners where the inside was faster, and they would learn from each other too, because
Yeah.
you could see that sometimes Jett had a bigger lead, and then Eli would catch him, and then a couple laps later, he'd figure out that's the section where he's catching me.
Yep.
He always goes inside or outside or whatever, and he'd switch it up. So, yeah, it's cool to see them learn from each other, but the thing is, as they're learning from each other, they're maintaining the exact same thing because they're learning at the same rate. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just incredible to see how intelligent they are as racers.
That was it, because I had a feeling the track changed a ton throughout the day. So you confirmed that yesterday, and then I'm sure it did the same thing today. And how they kept adapting was really fun. We brought these fans in because they were here on last year's show. They even brought their own Twisted Tea to endorse the product. We'll do this show again at Hangtown. You're going to be there.
Yes, I will be. WMX. round
WMX.
two.
Yep. So she'll be there for the first three. So we'll hang out at all these. Don't be shy. Come to the Twisted Tea rig. We'll hang out. Maybe we'll bring Matthes in. He's talking to Patrell and Marv right now. We wanted to get Patrell in, but they're speaking French right now. That's our show. Speaking of French, we almost got run over by Le Big. And that's our show. Thanks to Twisted Tea for backing us, and we will see you at Hangtown.